Hello, everybody. Guess what? It's November. So what does that mean? Another FabOILous Workshop.
What?
So guess what letter we're on? Yes. So we're on S this month. So there's a lot of oils. So us ladies, we always like to pick different oils that aren't necessarily used on an everyday basis because, we get kind of familiarized with our oils. So we like to bring in other oils that you might not know about. So we are going to focus on 3 different oils of S's, and we're just going to kind of talk about what we do with them or, kind of teach you a little bit about it. So here we go. Amy, why don't you go first?
All right, I get to go first. Well, when November comes around, we always know that the holiday is feast holiday. And right around this time of year, we just finished all of the sugary Halloween stuff, and you cannot even deny that you just stole some Reese's peanut butter cups from somebody's trick or treat, right? So we're dealing with the sugar from that and getting ready for Thanksgiving. So I wanted to talk about the oil Slim and Sassy. This oil, when we first started in doTERRA, and Paul and Renee probably remember, this was a really big oil that they talked about, this oil blend a lot. It is actually the Metabolic Blend, and it's kind of tapered off how often they talk about it. I think that it's a lot of the impact that it can have on your body and what it offers kind of got forgotten because of all the other stuff that is available and accessible. So I'm really wanting to come back to this one. So as the Metabolic Blend, let's talk a little bit about how does this one help your body. This actually is made up of grapefruit, lemon oil, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. Now, what that all comes together to create a really great combination to help not only your metabolism, but your blood sugar levels, right? We're going to deal with all of that, the process of lipolysis or something, where you're like shedding the fats. All of that. Yeah. See, my medicine girl, she got it right. And it also is an appetite suppressant. So it helps with the sugar cravings, right? So you could be diffusing this oil because of the spices in it. You got that citrusy, but you also got the ginger and the cinnamon. So it's a little bit, it would be a good one to be able to diffuse right around this time of year. You still kind of get that citrusy, spicy. So you can diffuse it to help reduce any sugar cravings or food cravings, right? If after Thanksgiving, the turkey is calling you in the middle of the night, be diffusing Slim and Sassy. You can also add it to if you're doing a tea, or you could add it into your water and be drinking it to be able to help as the appetite suppressant. So it can be taken internally, aromatically, and this is how I choose to use it. This is my tip and trick for this month. So I have an old fractionated coconut bottle. You can see my little label on it. It's my after shower Slim and Sassy moisturizer. So I just get a fractionated coconut oil bottle. And usually when it comes, you got a little bit of room at the top, but I just keep reusing this one, and you can do it however you want. And I take a full bottle of Slim and Sassy, and I pop off this top. And this whole sucker goes right in here with all this coconut oil. And after I get out of the shower, I legit just put this, I put it all over my thighs, my butt, my belly, my arms down here, because this is going to help with my problem areas, cellulite, and all of the skin and all of that. It's just, plus I'm getting the benefits because it's going in and absorbing through my skin of the appetite suppressant, the sugar cravings, all of that. I can smell it. It's just, and it moisturizes the skin really good. So topical, aromatical, and aromatical. Look at me.
We're just making up words on these.
Yes, but I want to talk about another reason why I am applying it topically and consistently. Like I said, I do it after the showers in that way, so it kind of becomes part of my routine. Because the emotional side of Slim and Sassy, this is the oil of inner beauty. So if you are struggling with any worthlessness, if you are hypercritical of yourself, if I have literally heard people say this about themselves, and it breaks my heart, but some people are just disgusted by their body or their physical appearance. There's a lot of self-judgment if they have a lot of body shame. This oil can help process through that, leaving you feeling a lot more self-accepting, a lot more confident, really embracing every individual part of your body. And I can honestly testify this actually happened to me, this transformation of being consistent with it, because I was really dealing with a lot of not feeling comfortable in my own skin, not appreciating my body. And one day I was applying this and I went into the mirror and I could stand there and look at myself and be like, damn, I got good legs. Like I used to always see my legs as like short and squatty, right? And I always had the thick thighs, right? But I was looking at it and I wasn't at my son's skinny mirror either. I was in my mirror. But like I literally could sit there and be like, damn, and really have some appreciation for parts of my body that I did not have before. So this oil has for me become a complete staple in my daily routine to really keep that worthy feeling, that self-acceptance, that self-love of just complete appreciation for everything we have. So I highly suggest, if you don't have some sassy, or if you have it and you're not using it in some way, shape, or form, this oil, I'm sorry, ladies, I am rambling, but like legit, this oil I've also used in capsules, which now they have the Slim and Sassy soft gel capsules. So it's already pre-made for you. But in the beginning, we had to make them. And if you're consistent with those, I have looked down a plate of fresh made brownies and didn't even want them. So let's talk about sugar cravings. Bam. But consistency is key with anything. You know, we know that even with our medications, our supplements, and the same thing with these oils. So Slim and Sassy, and if you're a man, you could call it Slim and Studly. You can change the name if you don't like sassy. But no, this is my oil blend for November and taking me all through the holidays and into the new year. Just starting to friggin' love on myself and work through things. That's my jam.
I love that strong and Studly blend.
Slim and Studly.
I have to tell you, so I have it in the shower as well, but I put the little pump on there instead, so I don't have to open the lid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a little pump. Now that was one of the first oils I tried. So I will tell you what not to do. This is a metal cup. Take it from me. Don't put Slim and Sassy, the Metabolic Blend, in a metal cup. It's like licking a flipping pipe.
Really?
But as I grew and got used to it, when I'd work all those crazy 12, 14, 18-hour shifts, I had it on my desk and I would just put it under my tongue anytime I walked through my office. And it was so helpful with, like Amy was talking about, with like food cravings and stuff. A lot of days you didn't get a lot of time to eat. So I just did that all the time and I got very used to it. So I actually kind of crave the taste now, to be honest.
Well, and I remember seeing Nora Johnson, who's the
I was
one
just
who
gonna
taught
bring
my
that up.
first class. Yeah, she'd be in the middle of the class and she'd just be like, "Oh, my alarm's going off," and she'd be like, under her tongue. I struggle with that only because of like the ginger. For me, it's a little spicy, but like for some people, they can just go top it right in there.
But like Paula said, you get used to it. You know, it might be a little zap at first, but then it just kind of like, just like anything else, you get used to, you know.
Well, and because the peppermint's in it, you're getting the appetite suppressant, but you're also getting the I love it, like it helps with dehydration. Like peppermint really helps with that oxygen absorption, that dehydration, all of it. Like it's just, and the lemon oil for the cleansing. Like it's just, it's a all in one cool bam blend.
Well, and ladies, what I wanted to jump on to is Emily Wright, you know, when our who people don't know, that might not know, but what's one of our owners and founders of this company. She loves to dry brush. So I've learned a lot of tips from her on dry brushing. So I dry brush, and they usually say about 3 times a week. So
what does that mean? You're brushing your hair? What does that mean?
Yeah.
The dry brush is actually it's a brush that actually says dry brushing. So it's for your skin. It's not for your hair. It's for your skin. So you're actually brushing your skin and getting all the bad skin off. You open up the follicles. I can never say it. So and what you do is you brush to your heart. So your arms, you brush up, and then your chest, you brush down.
That would
And
help
then-
with the lymphatic system too.
I was just going to say, you brush towards your heart underneath. And then what you do is you start from your ankles, your feet, and work your way up.
Wow.
So, and I mean, literally, it's like a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I mean, it's like a quick little, brush your body. But what I do is, her hint is to add oils. So you just add oils to your skin and then you brush it. And it does have a little bit of, I don't want to say scratchiness, but you can feel it. And then you get right into the shower because now your pores are open up and now you're just, your body is just so much, your skin is cleaner, your skin is smoother, it's getting all those dead cells off your skin. And you don't want to do this every day. So you do it about 3 times a week. So right before you shower, it's great. And I've been doing this probably for 2 years. What?
I've been doing it after.
Well, I've only done it before because that's what she has recommended. And I follow her and Dr. Hill on their stuff and they always say before.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amy.
It's like exfoliating.
It's like yeah.
So then
exactly.
you like lift the dead skin and then you get in and wash it all off. It's kind of what I'm feeling like.
I was doing it after what you were talking about earlier in the shower, Slim and Sassy, and I was moisturizing and then I was dry brushing. So maybe I should do that in reverse.
Yeah, reverse it. Absolutely reverse it. So anyways, that's just what I do. I've been doing it for, like I said, for 2 years. I've been dry brushing, love it. And it doesn't take anything. I literally have the dry brush right next to before I even get in the shower because I don't want to get it wet and stuff. So I have it. I just do like quick boom, 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 and then in the shower. So
what do you love about it?
My skin, for one, I glow. I don't do my face because it would be too hard on your face, but it's glowing and I just feel soft and I feel like it opens my system up.
Nice.
I like it for
Yeah,
the lymphatic.
drain.
When you were describing that, because I had the lymph nodes removed from breast cancer, and so I deal with the potential for the lymphedema, and so I know like I'm supposed to be like kind of doing that kind of thing to help with the flow of things and help the lymphatic system. So the minute you said that, I was like, oh, that would not only help the skin but help the lymph in that way too. So that's very intriguing. I'm gonna look into getting myself one.
There you go.
Paula, you want to go, love, or are you coughing? We can pass it back to Renee. She can just do hers.
Oh my goodness. So sorry.
No.
Renee, do you want to go next?
You go ahead if you're good. Are you?
I'm good. I just had to apparently gag up a lung.
We got oils for that.
You're exfoliating your lungs.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you know this, but coughing is great exercise for your lungs. So I don't have any issue with that. People freak out. Oh, you're coughing. I'm like it's great exercise. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Too much coughing is too much, of course, but yeah.
So, with all my new people that have come onto this, Paula, can you kind of do a little bit of your background, that you...
Oh, sure. So 30 years in the medical field, 27 as a registered respiratory therapist. So anything from medical flights to ICU to ER to brand new babies being born to helping people exit to their next journey after this physical life. So if you have cardiac issues or lung issues, I'm your girl.
Yeah, so I just want to tell everybody, I mean, when you say you work 16-hour, days, that kind of stuff, people are like, what are you doing? So I just wanted to kind of
Saving lives.
Background. Yeah, exactly.
Now I save lives this way.
Saving lives.
So thank you for updating that.
You're welcome. It was a very fun job and I'm really glad I did it because I think it helps with credibility for me with some of like when I was dealing with doctors and stuff, trying to introduce them to oils. It helped me feel like I was more credible. But what I discovered along the way is that you don't have to have any education in any way, shape, or form. If you've opened a bottle of oil and used it and had success, you can share. That's all you got to do. Just open a bottle and use the oil. You'll be so excited. You learn as you go. That's how we all work. It's amazing. You too?
Yeah. Well, this is how anybody can do it because I don't even know where my liver is in my body. Like I know I have one. I don't know where it's at. So like if seriously, anybody can do this because I have no idea. I know my heart is up here and my other stuff is somewhere down there.
Yeah.
So
to be totally honest, going off of that statement, Renee, when our youngest child was in kindergarten, she would come home and tell me what oil she needed samples of for people at school. Kindergarten. Anybody can do this. You can do it just to get healthy, get your family healthy, help your friends. You can do this to make money. If you want to make money, dude, just get a hold of whoever you're here with and they can help you with that. And seriously, doesn't matter. Anybody can do it. So jump on in there. Okay, next, I was talking about kids. Stronger. I love the kid oils. I know that I don't think we talk about these probably enough. I love them. I started loving them, to be honest, because I have grandbabies. So all the grandbabies got the kids collection. So if you don't know what that is, how many oils are in the collection now? Is it 7?
Yeah.
7 oils because they added in Tamer. I love Tamer for your tummy. But stronger. So think about all the reasons that we use On Guard, right? For adults. Adults can use stronger as well, but it's designed for kids or people with sensitive skin, right? I have always loved the smell of this stronger and couldn't figure out why. It has Litsea in it, which is one of my all-time favorite scents. Can't just get on and buy it whenever you want. That's why I like the smell of this so much.
Rose.
Yes.
Rose
So it has
too.
coconut, obviously, cedarwood, Litsea, frankincense, and rose. I don't know if y'all know me very well, but frankincense and rose are a daily use for me. Litsea, I was using so sparingly in my diffusers. I just love the smell, but couldn't buy it, couldn't get my hands on it. So now I'm like, holy crap, holy no wonder I love this oil, right? So everything you think about with On Guard, right? Kind of think about with this. You want to build your immune system, whatever. You got something going on where you have chronic condition that wears you down. This is your oil. Get it on your feet, on your spine, right? Back your neck is a good spot. You're welcome to diffuse it as well. But I like getting it right on your body. Like really, these are great little rollers. I like them because they're these nice little metal balls now. So they just glide on so easily. Kids are super easy at using this. My grandsons, they just grab it. When one of those grandbabies was teething, he used to grab them and Calmer specifically and put it right in his mouth. But I was like, well, let me get the lid off, baby, so he can get it right on there. If you have a cold sore, a mouth sore, any of that, grab your stronger. It's great. I will tell you a little hint. I think I've said this a bazillion times. I like the smaller books because I have a hard time with some previous lung issues carrying the big books. They're heavy. Stronger's not in that little book. So I had to bump up. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I got it right here.
Maybe my pages are not.
You just got to go to the, because there's a section of single oils and you got to go to the blends part. It's on page 174.
Check that out. See, I'm glad that we have these conversations.
Yeah.
174.
Because it breaks up the single oils and the blends.
Oh, I totally missed that. How do you like that?
I got you.
I'm not going to talk out of that book though, because I already opened up this book and I like the pictures in here because they're pretty. So the Children's Protective Blend, of course, what it is. So helps strengthen the mind and body, promote natural immune defense, and soothe emotions and skin during times of distress. Does anyone have their little cards handy? I'm looking across for my kit and don't see it. So the kids can flip through the card, and if they don't know how to read, they can just look and it tells them what it's for. I think Renee's gonna go get hers. So
it tells them where to put it, like if it's for the mind, the body, or the emotions. Yeah.
Right. So hopefully Renee's, that's what
And
you're
then here's
getting.
the cool thing is it comes in the little, so you can pop this in their backpack or whatever. So,
Yeah,
and then they have little toppers.
Carabiner toppers.
Yep. And then it comes with the flashcards.
That's what I'm talking about. Can you go to Stronger on there for me? Would you mind? I totally forgot to grab that, and I'm looking at this disaster. No,
and I gave mine away. So
what's that?
So here's
mine away.
So the kids can see. Here's Stronger, and then it has the actual bottle. Oh, white is hard to see. Can you see it?
No, just read it off.
Just read it.
Okay, so as I drop it. So it's got the bottle so they can see that. And then it says use Stronger on the back of your neck and or bottoms of your feet for an added boost or for protection when you are not feeling your best.
Now show the front of the card again. So see, it has the little picture of the body on there. flip over and show one of the other cards so they can see there's something different on the front.
Calmer, or like
Doesn't it have that little?
that's a body. Pick a different one. Like one that there's like,
That's a mind. Pick a mind or
so
there you go.
Braves emotions. Yeah.
So it helps them, even if they can't read, just looking at the card, you know, kids are really great intuitively too. They could just put it on, let them put it wherever they want it. There you go. So it tells them what it's for in the picture form, which I love for the littler, for the top.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I love that.
Something
I don't know
new.
why I didn't grab it, but my favorite in there is Tamer, actually. But okay, so if you're thinking of cold sores, cuts, fungus, chronic fatigue is a big one though, because there's a lot of kids, like, I don't know, a lot of is expected of them, all this computer stuff they're having to do and all that. It's causing some other issues with fatigue. And I don't know if you know this, but it's also causing some eye issues with your kids. So make sure that they are outside in the sun at least an hour a day, right? Go to the eye doctor. He's telling you it's actually a chronic condition that's happening with our children. So really, really, really want to use Stronger up the back, right? Up the back of the neck, but it might not be a bad idea to put it in the hairline right next to your temples, to see if we can help combat that little issue that's coming up with this chronic, just being on all of these screens. I'm sorry, it is what it is. So in the emotions book, I just want to read you this part off the bottom. It says, note, succumbing to undue pressure, letting down their guard for love or acceptance, or being unwilling to cooperate with healthy practices can compromise a child's natural immunities. Stronger is both restoring and preventing and offers a shield of protection for children of all ages. So the smell is good. They're gonna like it. Get them to use it every day. And it's really gonna help kind of put a protective bubble around them. You know what I mean? Emotionally speaking, but physically speaking as well. So it really works to protect them on both parts of that. It helps them feel strengthened, helps them feel protected, helps them feel rejuvenated. That's that chronic fatigue that it's fighting. And it helps them, this is really important, and all of us adults should use it for this reason, helps you create healthy boundaries.
Oh, that's huge.
So
that's huge.
That's my spiel on Stronger, other than the man, I can't get over the Litzia. I just love it. So what do you ladies think of Stronger?
I didn't realize you could use it for acne. And I usually use HD Clear all the time, but I really like knowing that I have other options. Number one, if I'm out of HD Clear, but also too, because, you know, sometimes my acne is hormonal, sometimes it's stress related. And so it's nice to know that there's other avenues. And I did not realize it, that, I get, you know, we remember it's a kids blend. So when you're talking about the screens and the stress at school and like, it just really all clicked for me on that one too. So I love that.
I use tea tree straight on, like I go straight on with tea tree on my skin, and I'm going to switch it up because I just feel like we need to switch it up at times.
Yes.
So I'm going to try that now. So
well, this would be good to keep in your bag then at all times.
Yeah.
And on a carabiner.
Because of the oils in it. Like, you know, last month, Paula, you were talking about rose and how rose and frankincense are like the two powerhouses, and both of those are in this one. So in and of itself, just because of that, like that's huge, I think.
Well, and since we're on that subject, I just want to say too, is there's so many, like if you are out and about and you don't have an oil and you're like, ooh, what do I do? Use one of these, because like she just said, frankincense and rose are in them. Those are the queen and the king of oils. And I mean, the concept always is when in doubt, use Frank, you know, it's just like, and that's kind of like rose. So just use one of these, because one of them is going to have them in it for any kind of, you know, issues that you're having. If that's your last resort, you know.
Well, and I used to always like tell people when they didn't know what to do with Immortelle. Like, you know, Immortelle is our beauty one. It's a little pricier, right? So a lot of people may not have invested in that one. For me, when I looked at all of the oils that were in Immortelle, I was like, oh, I would be taking that one hiking, because it's in a roller bottle, easy to throw in your backpack, easy, and it covers everything. As you're describing Stronger, this would be a little bit more inexpensive supplement to take and throw in your hiking bag for the same reasons, you know.
Absolutely.
Knowing the properties of rose and frankincense and cedarwood and Litzia, yes, that would be a great one. What you got, Paula?
I just wanted to look up Litsea because we just keep saying it.
Oh yeah.
So top uses: asthma, coughs, bronchitis, muscle spasms of any type, high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, anxiety, colds, chills, eczema, seasonal blues, negative thinking and speaking, nausea, motion sickness, excessive perspiration, athlete's foot. Oh, I didn't know it was good for athlete's foot. People need, so trick for athlete's foot, right? Litsea on a cotton ball, stick it in your shoes, make sure that that absorbs in there. Brain fog, nervous tension, menstrual discomfort, lung-C, pet shampoo, surface cleanser, and flavoring. And in the emotions book, it says if the positive properties for it are inspired, intuitive, aligned, receptive, manifesting, truster of any voice, clarity, and open to possibilities. Dude, this is my new favorite oil. It's
Well,
a
and
blend. It's called Stronger.
Well, and going back to what Amy just said, I'm just going to tell you guys, if you have a wholesale account, it's $16.
Really?
$16. I just looked it up.
Wow.
Retail is $21.33. So that oil has everything in it for $16 that it's a catch-all and used in so many areas.
I'm buying one for everybody this year in my fam.
Stocking stuffers for next month.
Exactly, right?
It's red.
Or thankful gifts for Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful.
Oh, there you go.
Seriously, when we first started talking about Stronger, I had the song. I was like, we need to talk to Kelly Clarkson because I think she could totally. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You totally have that sponsorship of the Stronger oil blend, and she got kids.
Exactly,
Kelly,
right?
Out there.
Contact us.
Yeah.
We'll be your backup singers.
That was my mantra song when I was going through all of my chemo and everything. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask one question. So we have new people on here all the time that just jump on. Ladies, those books are not with doTERRA. Right. Where can people find these books? Because I know a lot of people are embarrassed to ask questions. So
okay.
Where would you point them to buy the books?
My favorite reference place is Aroma Tools, but there also is Oil Life is another option. But Aroma Tools is my favorite place to go to. I don't know about you, Paula. Where do you use?
I got to tell you, I like to get together with the team and do bulk orders. So usually I have books sitting here at my house that are available. And if we're going to be think about this, anyone who wants to jump in on that, we usually do bulk orders around September for convention when the new stuff comes out.
Which we just did. So we have some. Yeah.
So I think all of us have a couple of extra books at our house of different types. And nobody minds mailing, but whoever's getting it, of course, has to pay for that. But
along those same lines, sorry to interrupt you. I like to give them away to people who host a class. So if you don't have the money and you would like a book, reach out to whoever, introduced you to oils and say, hey, if I host a class and get some of my friends to come over to learn about oils, could I get a free book?
And I give them away for anyone who gets one of the enrollment kits. Because and it's not usually this year's version. I will tell you, it's usually last year's or before. Because if you're going to get 10 oils landing on your coffee table, kitchen table, whatever, it might feel overwhelming to you. So I want you to be able to have education at your fingertips to be able to jump right in there and get your answers. And speaking of fingertips, who's good at that? Miss Renee is good at that. Renee, are there any apps on the phone that are super simple for someone to get their education that way?
Because you can get some of them on apps too.
You can. doTERRA did a daily drop, which I think you can still do, which is kind of neat because each day they'll drop another one. So you get to learn. So you're not like overwhelmed and constantly, and they're just in all different areas. You can focus on all, different, like if it was exercise, if you want to focus on weight management, if you want to focus on that, it just drops one a day that you just pop on and you just learn a little bit about each oil, whatever that element that you're having. It kind of gives you ideas of what oil to try. Because remember, not every body is the same. So, I always say in my classes, I had a friend of mine that Lavender, everybody goes to sleep with. Well, one of my girlfriends, peppermint makes her go to sleep. Peppermint wakes everybody else up, but peppermint, she had to have peppermint to go to sleep. So if one oil is not doing what you need it to do, there's so many other variation oils that have the same, I guess, properties or issues that it can.
For real.
So just, that's why it's so fun to try different ones. And that's what I'm kind of leading into with my oil that I'm going to be doing is Siberian fir. And if you've been on these a few times, I'm sorry, I don't want to go into another oil. So if you guys are done.
Oh,
with
you're
yours,
good. Go ahead.
Go for it, sis.
Okay, so if you guys have been on these, I kind of tend to gravitate to athletes because we all have a background. Amy, talks a lot about her breast cancer, that she's went through. Paula with her respiratory and all of her background. I have athletes because I raised an athlete that had three sport athletes. So I was always around mamas that wanted to help their kids and that kind of stuff. So why I'm leading into that, because Deep Blue is one of those really great ones for muscles. Well, if you don't have Deep Blue, and Deep Blue might not be working as well as you want it to work. Sorry, my alarm just went off. Siberia fir is another one. So Siberia fir is really good for muscles. It's really good for massages. If you're just did a workout and your calves are a little sore or your arms are a little sore, just put a little fraction coconut oil and just rub this right into it, and it just really massage it into your muscles, and it really opens up and helps relieve some of that pain that you just went through or stress the muscles and stuff. So that's one of the ways I like to change up the oils every time you use something. So your body doesn't get used to the same oil over and over. So I do like to change it up. And that's why it's important to kind of not necessarily research, but you just don't want to keep going back to the ones There's so many oils out there, people, and just kind of, that's why we do these, is because we want to tell you about each different one. And the cost is very minimal as well on a lot of these that we pick. So let's talk about Siberian for a little bit. So one of the primary benefits is creating a tranquil, positive space. So there's your emotions part of it, Miss Amy.
I'm gonna add to it when you're done. But
I know you're just chomping at the bit, going, "I want to talk. I want to talk."
Yeah, I was looking at my book. I'm out.
I know. So, and I'm not the emotion side of person. I mean, I have emotions, don't get me wrong, but I use oils for everything else but emotions. So I'm learning about the emotion side of it. So that's why I just love having these ladies with me, because I'm on that emotional roller coaster all the time. And Amy always texts me, "Are you using your oils? Are you using your oils?" I'm like, "No, crap. I forgot. I don't have a headache. I don't have anything, but I forget I have oils for my emotions."
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah. So what I do is I actually, especially during this, the fall and winter months that we are experiencing right now, I diffuse this a lot, because with the fir, it just kind of gives me, I'm in Arizona. Okay. So I'm in Phoenix.
You're not getting Christmas trees.
I'm not in Christmas tree. I can't have a real Christmas tree. I want the smell of being in a forest. So I love this. And I can't believe how many benefits we get from it just by diffusing it. So I'm always using this, or I'll do this and I'll add a little orange into it. I'll add a little On Guard into it. So I mix it up so it's not so strong. I always add a little bit more. You can add lavender. There's just so many other things that you can do. And just one little trick, if you don't know what to blend with, grab the oil that you want the base with, open another one. This is tangerine, put it together, smell it together.
Nice.
And then you can kind of get an idea of what that blend is going to be.
Great.
So instead of going, well, I don't know, should I do 4 of these and 2 of these? Just smell it together. And some of them are like, ooh, that doesn't work, So that's just a little hint how you can kind of create your own blend for your diffusers. So that's my little blend. Anyways, so you can diffuse it, which I just said. Where's my cover?
Did you work?
I love it on those. You look like a walrus. I love it on those little diffusers that you hang on the tree that doTERRA sends out in the Christmas packages.
Mm-hmm. The clay.
Yeah, I put those in my car.
Exactly. So, okay. So what Siberian fir we know is a tree. So how does doTERRA bottle this? Does anybody know?
Like,
What
where
did
did they get the oil?
What do they
from?
use it? What do they use? What part of the tree do they use this?
The needles,
And
the bark.
the twig. Yep, the twig and the needles is what Siberian fir is. So
Now I have a question for you. Is Siberian fir the one that we saw at convention that's actually growing like a weed and like they don't like it where it's at? Is
That's
it that one?
Douglas. That's Douglas fir
That's Douglas.
that's Douglas fir. Yep.
from New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah. So guess what? I'm gonna open up my handy dandy Discover Solutions. So I talked about what it works well with. So we talked about blending before. We've talked about blending this either in diffuser or if you want to layer it. So sorry, it's On Guard, bergamot or bergamot, whatever, how you it's like tomato.
Yeah.
Cedarwood, wild orange, geranium.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Right?
Look at Paula's face.
I know. That's why I looked at you. I was like, oh.
I like it now. I used to not like it now.
Yeah, I'm right there too. I used to think geranium was hideous and people would buy a lot of it. And I'm like, oh, and now I'm like, I put it in my diffuser quite frequently, actually.
Can I add to your Siberian fir?
I was going to say, Miss Emotions, jump in, girl.
Okay, because yes, you're right. I go here all the time because I always think of Siberian fir as dealing with the generational stuff. When we think of trees, we think of it deep rooted. And so we're dealing with our roots and our generational healing, right? But I just learned, I didn't know, and we're always learning, Siberian fir is considered the oil of aging and perspective, but it is another oil other than our emotional aromatherapy oil of console that can help with grieving and loss and sadness and maybe fretting over the past, or maybe you're pining for a love that's gone, right? So this is another oil that can help process those emotions to help you feel a little bit more comforted. Maybe to offer some forgiveness and gain a different perspective, right? Gaining a little bit more presence, wisdom from what you've gone through, and being more peaceful and optimistic. And so I always, like I said, I always look at it as the generational healing, but I didn't realize it would be another one to put in lieu of console. So I just wanted to share that one with you.
Maybe that's why I'm gravitating to it.
I know.
Holidays are the hardest with losing my dad. So
yeah, it'd be a great one to pair, and like especially with you saying geranium, that is a very deep heart loving oil, and so pairing Siberian fir with that is really going to bring some great healing to that, I think.
Okay, so now let me ask you, I always diffuse it, and that's what I talk about on these workshops, and you talk about the emotion stuff. Well, how would you use this oil for that right now?
For emotions. Okay, thank you for asking that. Siberian fir, and again, the book tells you, like, specifically suggested uses: aromatically, inhale from the bottle, diffuse, or we talk about legal huffing, where you put it in your hand, or just right, straight from the bottle. But I typically like to use oils emotionally, topically, because I feel like it's like a perfume when you put them on those pulse points where you're going to keep getting it throughout the day. Plus, you also get the medicinal physical benefits by putting it topical. So where they suggest putting it on for emotional purposes for Siberian fir, over your heart, just like you would if you were using rose or anything else that you really need to help with that heart, on your wrists or on the bottom of your feet. Remember, we're talking wanting to be feeling more rooted or more grounded, right? So yeah, just sprinkle it all over. You can do that. You can't do it wrong, but emotionally, over your heart, wrists, and bottom of the feet is what they suggest. And they actually say you could do it 1 to 2 drops under your tongue in a capsule or in water even too. But I don't really
I couldn't do
to lick a tree.
I know. No.
Well, you could do that and then pop a peppermint beadlet.
This is true. And if you're doing it in a capsule, you wouldn't necessarily taste it. So you'd still.
I'd rather put it on me.
Yeah, that's me. And if it's Christmassy time, you know, it is really soothing. I hear that from so many people, you know, that tree, that fir smell is just really soothing and comforting. And this is
Think about that, walking through the mall, smell like that. You're going to attract a tribe of people that want to be more grounded.
Well, and it's funny you say that because, you know, I just put a bunch on right now and I'm from Minnesota, so I miss that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it just kind of brings me back to my childhood of going and cutting our own Christmas tree, or, you know, just going and picking out our tree in general. Like it just kind of brings you back to the fun memories too.
Wow. We have wrapped up another awesome FabOILous month, man. This is like freaking awesome. I'm so excited. We have finished our S's. Obviously, there are so many more S's. I don't know if you guys realize there's actually 9 oils that begin with S, and we only covered 3 of them. I mean, we kind of talked about a couple other random oils in it, but we only covered 3. So again, if there's any that you want to know more about, comment below. And we look forward to seeing you guys next month for our December holiday FabOILous Workshop. And I think we might even have to do a little bit of a bonus episode because there are so many tea oils that we may have to just cover a couple, and then we still got the rest of the alphabet that we got to get done. So stay tuned for December's FabOILous Workshop and potentially a bonus. So we love you. We're so grateful that you come. Polly, you got anything else you want to add?
One thing.
Go for
So
it.
if you want your book before you come back to the next thing, and you're like me, you just want to get on and order it, aromatools.com. We'll have to drop that in the comments, and oillife.com. You can go to either of those places and get them. Again, if you're connected to any of us, just reach out and we can help you out with that too. So
Love you guys. Thanks for
Love
coming.
you. Bye.